Can you even imagine a world with no power cords? I mean, really think about it, where electricity is just there, like the air. Well, one guy didn't just imagine it, he actually started building it more than a century ago. Today, we're diving into the absolutely incredible story of Nikola Tesla and his wild plan to power the entire planet without a single wire.
Yeah, that's the dream, right? From the source. We're not talking about a new, more convenient gadget here. This was about completely changing how all of humanity interacts with energy. A truly global, revolutionary vision. I know, it sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, doesn't it? But for Tesla, this was very, very real science, based on principles he himself was creating. So let's break down how this was all supposed to work. All right, so to really get just how huge this idea was, we've got to step back in time a bit. You have to understand the world he was living in, an era of crazy competition and even crazier ideas. So, Tesla was already in this massive showdown with Thomas Edison. You've probably heard of it, the War of the Currents. Edison was all in on direct current, or DC. But Tesla, he knew alternating current, AC, was way more efficient. Long story short, Tesla won, and that's exactly why your home is powered by AC today. But here's the kicker. For Tesla, wires were already old school. His real dream was to get rid of them completely.
So, with that battle won, Tesla aimed for something much, much bigger. And this next goal took shape as this massive, almost alien-looking structure, the Wardenclyffe Tower.
And let me be clear, this wasn't some little lab experiment. Wardenclyffe was meant to be the first piece in a global wireless system. It was designed to send not just information, like a radio, but actual usable electrical power to any spot on the entire planet. Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty. This is where we get to the how. How in the world did Tesla think he could actually pull this off?
The whole idea is based on what we call wireless power transmission. The best way to picture it is like dropping a pebble in a pond, you know? You see those ripples spread out? Well, Tesla believed he could do the exact same thing with electricity, and his pond was going to be the Earth itself, treating it like one giant conductor. So here was his three-step plan. First, the tower would generate these massive electrical vibrations. Second, it would pump that energy straight into the ground and the atmosphere. And then, this is the really cool part, you'd have these special receivers anywhere in the world, kind of like tuning forks, that would be tuned to that exact frequency to just grab the power right out of the air. It was a brilliant, world-changing plan. So, what happened? Why aren't we living in that world today? Well, this is where the story takes a pretty tragic turn. As you can see, the project didn't last long. Construction kicked off in 1901, but by 1906, the money just dried up. His biggest backer, a guy named J.P. Morgan, had a simple problem. How do you put an electricity meter on free energy that's in the air? You can't. They couldn't figure out how to profit from it, so they pulled their funding. The tower just stood there, rusting, for about a decade before it was sadly torn down in 1917. And if that wasn't bad enough, get this. After Tesla died, dozens and dozens of his files, we're talking notes, diagrams, the secret sauce for this tech, reportedly vanished. To this day, we have no idea who took them or where they went. So the tower fell, the files disappeared. You'd think that would be the end of the story, right? Not even close. The idea itself, it was just too powerful to die. It's like he planted a seed that would just take a little longer to grow. And you can see that seed growing all around us. In fact, you probably use it every single day. Every time you drop your phone on a wireless charging pad or use an electric toothbrush that recharges on its stand, that's it. That's a direct descendant of Tesla's principles. It's on a much smaller scale, obviously, but the core concept is identical. And his thinking is more relevant now than ever. It's wild. In a recent AI simulation, they created this sort of digital ghost of Tesla, and it pointed out this huge paradox we're living in. We're building these massive, power-hungry data centers for things like AI, while at the same time, we're facing this urgent need to conserve energy. That's the exact problem his global system was designed to solve. So we're left with this enormous question. Just imagine, for a second, a world with no energy shortages, a world where power was just a universal resource, not something to be bought and sold. What kind of amazing things would have been invented? What problems would we have avoided? Tesla's tower might be long gone, but his dream of a truly connected, truly powered world, well, that dream is still very much alive.